Jose in Brentwood, California. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. But call me Mo Better, because I might be seeing Mo Better and looking Mo Better. I'm going to show everyone else how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses when I cut red lenses for your RayBan 3447 there, the 53 eye size. Of course, it comes with a little RayBan cleaning cloth and junk mail in the case. And it comes with a plastic sleeve on the left temple. Comes that way from shipping. I'm going to put it on there when I ship to you. But this is the RayBan 3447 color 001 gold in the 53 eye size. It has that filigree work on there. I believe that's the word for it. That old school type of engraving around the frame front, on the bridge, on the temples. Classic styling, classic look. Now this frame is available in 3 sizes. I believe it's 49, 51, and 53. This is the largest of the 3. It's available about 10 colors. Now I do not have this frame available on the website. You can go to the contact me page like Jose did and say, hey, can you cut lenses for this frame? And I'll say yes. You know, I can't turn down a bad joke. I was not going to tell Jose, no way, Jose. I said, yes way. I will definitely cut your lenses. And this is a first in my professional career. I have never cut red lenses before, so I'm excited about this. This is cool. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to go ahead and program this shape into the computer, so years from now, should he ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to his home. But one thing I got to do is take the original glass lenses out. Now in the future, if you ever need to change your lenses, or anyone else watching, get a baking dish, metal pan, glass dish, get a dish towel or a t-shirt, put it in the baking dish. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey on the eye wire screw first, and then the hinge screw second. You're going to undo the eye wire. That's not going to do anything. When you start to loosen the temple screw, the hinge screw, that loosens up. You can go back and do a little bit more of the eye wire and try and get out. Now the lenses I cut are softer and unbreakable. It's just these original glass lenses that are harder to remove. Oop, and there goes that. See, that's why we're doing that. Look, I'm going to have to get my exercise, bend down, pick this up. You don't pay me enough to do that. In fact, for the rest of the show, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and leave that off for the rest of the performance. And let me just check my messages. Okay. Someone else was corresponding when to get theirs. I was just texting. Okay, we're going to do the same thing now. Let's go ahead and loosen that one. Loosen this one. There's too many screws on this frame if you ask me, but this is an old vintage look. That's how they used to do them. They could do it easier if you ask me, but nobody's asking me. And let's go ahead and take that off too, that left one. Put everything back together carefully without losing any screws, which is easier said than done. And I'm going to put the frame front into my tracing element of my blocker, if I can get that in there just right. And let's assign this barcode number 2353. Hit the start button. Little stylus is going to go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine, authentic RayBan frame that I offer, and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipts have my federal ID tax number, so if you have unused vision insurance, you will get reimbursed your out-of-network reimbursement. If you want to use a health savings account Flex Dollars, you will get the full reimbursement. Now, I use PayPal on the website. PayPal does not accept health savings account Flex Dollars. I can take those over the phone, so if you need to use Flex Dollars, call me. I can run the transaction over the phone. So that is the shape that I'll be cutting. Let's go ahead and pull it up onto the next screen. Enter your pupillary distance of 32. The computer starts at 32.5, so I only have to tap the minus button 1 time. I'm going to raise the optical center up to 28. I'm going to raise it up 3. We're going to go 3 above and cut at 28 if I can. So Let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped, your right eye reads. Got the blocks ready ahead of time. Put the axis wheel, let's make sure everything's on 0 first, okay? Put the axis wheel on 12. Put the -1 1/4 as your power. Rotate until the spherical comes into view first. Check your astigmatism correction. -275, that's where that is correct. That is the right lens. I'm going to put 3 dots on there and place that onto the platform. Do the same thing now for the left. Turn the axis wheel from 12 to 171. Back to -1 1/4. -1 1/4, -175, that'll give us a total of -3. That is correct. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I've never cut red lenses before. I believe I've done red mirrored, but never red tinted. And now these are Zeiss lenses. When I ordered them from Molly, the customer service rep at Zeiss, I ordered these and the ones for your Goliath. She could not wait to see how these look, so I promised her I would do a video for the, this is going to be an 80% blue gradient fading to about 20% blue gradient in these. This is the Goliath Ultra. It is the Cazal's cousin. And this frame's been around forever. I said this frame, he's going to look like Al Pacino in the movie Casino. And Molly straight up asked me, is he a gangster? I said, I hope so. But that's the only way the frame I could think of. Al Pacino looked like that. And so Molly describes herself as a 80-year-old lady who's in college. She goes to school, she's studying business administration, and she comes home and crochets. She's an 80-year-old woman in a college student's body. But I said, okay, Molly, I'm going to do that for you because I want to see how this one turns out. But that'll be either tomorrow or Monday. This is Thursday. So let's go ahead and get these prepped. This is a block. I need to attach this to your lens. This double-sided adhesive sticker on the back. That silver button is a magnet. It's going to attach itself to something there. Now this arm right here, this third one was in the way of the third dot, so I'm going to rotate it so it's no longer in the way. Get everything lined up. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. I do want to make sure that this is large enough to fit, and it is. I'm going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place a block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with. I ain't right either. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Pupillary distance is 31.5, so I need to tap the minus button 1 time. Same optical center height of 28. Let me darken that so I can see what I'm doing, yo. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Almost wanted to darken it just so I could slip that joke in. Get everything lined up. Same, the correct PD, the same optical center height. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place a block onto the left lens. So this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own. Then you can cut them at home, and you will need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. The actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material from this size down to this size. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to go ahead and wake up the computer. Job ID number 2353. 2353. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen, but I am going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave. Put the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, and hit the start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the lens. And the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, is measuring the thickness of the lens to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which will be minimal with your prescription, even in a skinny metal frame. Now, plastic frames do a better job of hiding edge thickness than metal frames. But you're going to be too cool anyway. Man, I'm going to have to get some red lenses. How does that look? That's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I take it back, but I was not very early on in my career. There was a city worker in my city who drove a garbage truck. She wanted a light red or rose tint on her lenses because she didn't want her bosses to see when her eyes were red. And this is someone who was driving around a garbage truck. But she may just have red eye. There's other reasons people can have red eyes. It's not what you're thinking. Hell, maybe that's why Jose wants these. But then his eyes are going to be purple. If he's got red eyes behind a blue lens, he's going to have purple eyes. But your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lens material, the same lens material our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel from flying debris. So your lens is completely flat at the edges like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter. But now it's going to get the V-shaped bevel onto the lens. Now it also has 100% UVA and UVB protection, and since this is Zeiss, you have the most complete UV protection. Up till a couple months ago, all the lenses I cut went up to 380 nanometers. Zeiss offers you up to 400 nanometers of UV protection, as well as a premium scratch coating, as well as being cut one of the coolest dudes in the business. And I'm glad Molly's getting her college degree in business administration, because I told her I need her to run my empire. I'm coming out with some of my own frames, some of my own lens designs. She understands optics. I might have to have her in charge of the Heartland. That's where the lab came out of, just outside Cincinnati. I'll handle the East Coast. We'll get someone to handle the West Coast, and she could handle everything in the middle. I'll let the website orders go right to her, and she will get items processed. Now again, I don't mind cutting designer frames, but I'm coming out with my own line of frames that if you want to be notified when those come out, let me slide this out. Email me and say, hey, put me on the email list when the new frames come out. If you want to support me in the next venture in my career. So I'm just going to scrape all the optical sawdust off. Come down here, where's my Phillips head? Do this, where's that right? That's the right temple. Undo the screws. And the nice thing is these are going to pop in a whole lot easier than the glass lenses. I never want to flake the original glass lenses. Now, let's tighten this back down. And actually a little bit of a gap. So, I want to take it down another 1/10 of a millimeter. Take it down a 1/10, hit retouch. The right lens always takes a little bit longer. Then we'll flip it over and cut the left to the exact size. I always start a little large and work my way down. You can always cut more off of a lens. You can never add it back on. And that's a corny saying that I repeat now, but the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra at the beginning. I could have sent it out, but I'm not like that. I cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide, so I'm going to make sure every lens fits perfectly. Not too large, not too small, but just right. Why hit the bullseye when you can hit the center of the bullseye? And that's what I'm going to do for everybody, every pair of lenses. And about once or twice a year, I have to email people and let them know, I'm just not happy with how that turned out. Even in international order. What I went ahead and did, because he was in a hurry and needed them, I went ahead and sent them as they were, and he was never going to have a problem. But I was going to lose sleep knowing that it wasn't my best work. So I sent them out and I told them, look, I've got another pair of lenses coming your way. You pop them in, you take them somewhere else, pop them in. But I'm not going to let anybody have subpar work. I am a licensed optician. This is VIP service. I handle every order. I respond to every email, not as fast as some people would like. I order every pair of lenses with the appropriate base curve for the front of the frame. I'm the only place where a licensed optician cuts every pair of lenses, and we got to do the right side. Let's do that. And I respond with emails when I send everything back out. I'm not just a machine operator. I am the owner. I am the butcher, the baker, and the dishwasher. There we go. That is fitting perfectly. So one thing I want to do is loosen that screw. Set that down. Put the temple screw in. Here's another trick. If you ever have to take yours out, Jose, to change the lenses, this is my favorite optical tool. It's imported, you know, and they make me buy 50 to 100 at a time. You can't buy just one, but you get that eye wire screw just perfect, the hinge screw. Now you can take the screw and put it in that slot and tighten that down. All right, let's flip this over, cut the left L, and I'm going to mark on your card that I cut that down 0.10 of a millimeter, 1/10 of a millimeter. Put that into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I'm calling it the Jose. The clamp's going to shut. The lens is going to be traced again by the two white styluses. Going around tracing the shape of the left lens this time. And measuring the thickness of the lens every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. There's my flashlight. Look at that. Look at that. You got nothing, Jose. You got nothing in a skinny metal frame. Let's go ahead and take this out. This actually looks like a frame from the old Haight-Ashbury 60s. So, I've lost my PD marker on here, but that's fine. I can put it back. I'm going to turn the axis wheel to 12. Put it in. Read the power. Put that back on there. But I am getting -1 1/4, going away from 0. We passed 1. The first tick mark past 1 is 1 1/4. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, D-I-O-P-T-E-R. And you're on the 5th rung of the ladder. Everything goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4. So with your glasses off, everything is much too large. That's why there's a minus sign. Your lenses minify down to the correct size. Now once the image is the correct size, you have another 6 steps. 1.5 diopters of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. So you have 1 1/4 this way. You have another 6 steps this way, 90 degrees away, and it's how we line those two curves up to make everything nice and crisp. And we turn that fine-tune knob from 0 to 90 to 180, just breaking the 180 to about 12. Now let's go ahead and check that second curve. And I'm getting -170, -275, 1 tick mark away from 3. That's because if we used, remember high school math where you add 2 like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten that too. Let's use today's term. Someone borrowed $1.25 from you, then they borrowed another $1.50. They would owe you $2.75. As we're at $2.75 in the red. Now your left eye, same amount of far-sighted correction in your left eye, but you have 1 step more, 7 steps of astigmatism correction. So we're going to end up with a total power of -3 at the 171 meridian. Now these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. And what's unique, you're at 12 on your right eye, so you're 12 degrees away from the 180 meridian. You're at 171 for the left. You're 9 degrees away from 180. So even though 12 and 171 look like they're far away, they're not. They're just at opposite ends of the spectrum. 9 degrees away from your left eye, 12 degrees, so there's really only 3 degrees of separation in your prescription from Kevin Bacon. You didn't know you were that close to Kevin Bacon, did you? Of course, Brentwood, California, is that the high rent district? If it is, I need to go up in my prices. Speaking of prices, this frame sells for, even though it's not on my website, if you want one, it sells for $154. The tinted lenses adds $49.99 for a total of $203.99. Now you can buy lenses only for this frame, and I charge a bit more, like $69 or $79 when you provide your own frame. So it's either or. You can buy the frame and lenses, or just lenses only. Heck, you can even buy frame only with clear lenses, and you get that for free every time you buy a frame. Let's go ahead and tuck that in. Alright, that's in there. Let's tighten this down. Make sure that's in there groove right. Oop, look at you screw trying to fall out. Don't you dare. See, that's why it landed right there on something soft. If you had a baking dish, or if I didn't have this, it hit the counter, it would bounce on the floor. Do you know how hard it is to find these screws? It's hard. Take my word for it. You don't want to be doing it. Alright, so that is perfect. Let's go ahead and put this, take that out, set it down carefully, get the left temple. Now I actually need to loosen it just a hair so I can slide that in there. There's too many screws on here. Usually I don't complain about screwing, my wife does, but I don't. No, okay. So wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about glasses, right? Yeah, okay. She complains because it takes me longer to get home after doing these. What are we all thinking about? Come on, this is rated PG. Kids are watching. If they are, they're really bored. So, okay, I use the tack to line everything up, put that screw back in there. It wants to fall out. I'm going to be more stubborner. Tighten that on there. Do a little bit tighter. Oh yeah, now they're matching. Now they're matching. I can take this off. Add the sticker there. Come down here to the lensometer. Spin the fine tune knob to 171. Put it in over. Boy, that black dot is barely there. Let me darken that. So I'm going to need to measure in a moment. Again, if you guys missed anything, let me recap. If you're coming in halfway through, let me recap. If you're just joining us, I'm still going to recap. Okay, so again, we're at -1 1/4, 1 tick mark going away from 1 towards 2. You have 7 steps of astigmatism correction, and we end up at -3. That is cut perfectly. Now your pupillary distance for the right eye, 32, 31.5 for the left, for a total of 90. No, wait, 63.5. Turn the card around against my PD stick on your right thumb, not the inches, the millimeters. When we hold that up, we're getting 63.5 millimeters. That is cut perfectly. Let's check the optical center height of 28. Not to the bottom of the lens, but to the deepest part of the frame. We're getting 28 millimeters, the deepest part of the metal. 28 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I'm wearing a RayBan Sunglass 2. This is the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, color 6053. Blue crystal, matches any blue shirt that I have with a little bit of white trim. Of course, the crystal matches my wisdom highlights that I have over my ears. Press down, there is no wobble. Of course, check to make sure each temple lines up perfectly and that neither is askew. And of course, I was just testing to make sure the hinges were the same tension. If one was loose, I was tightening it. If one was tighter, I would loosen it till they're matching. But that is it. Look how good that looks. I have never done that. Now around here on the East Coast, that'll be a Washington Redskins fan, red with gold. I'm just kidding. There are no such thing as Washington Redskins fans. Oh, boom. You see what I did there? Boom. Oh, no one's going to buy from me in Washington, D.C. now, even if I am telling the truth. So that's it. If you've liked what you've seen here, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and click the bell icon so you get notifications of future videos as they come out. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. You can email me, contact me. If there's a frame that you want that I don't have listed, I am an authorized RayBan dealer. I just don't have every frame listed. So if there's something you want, go to the contact me page, and there's an email and a phone number. I would prefer on weekdays during business hours. If you email me, you can always call on the weekends. I can answer the phone then. And just let me know what you're interested in. I'll check the price and availability and get back with you. Now, doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? That is amazing. That is the first time in my career I have cut red sunglass lenses in any kind of frame. And it looks even better in this frame. So, thanks again, Jose, for the purchase of your RayBan 3447 size 53. Again, it comes in 49, 51, and 53. Comes in about a dozen colors. Although mostly the color changes are the lens options in here. It could be gold with 5 different colors of lenses. It could be silver or black or bronze or brown. But that's what most of the color combinations are. It could come with a gray lens, could come with a brown lens, could come with a green lens originally, of which you will be getting. But there's only a few major frame colors. So I'm trying to get these on the website. I just won't have every color from gold, every color from black. But you got the idea. Just let me know what frame you want, and I'll get an order. But Jose, again, thank you for the purchase of these. I will get your video of the Goliath with the blue gradient soon enough, because Molly wants to see how that is. By the way, I told Molly that her name is a hallucinogenic drug. That's how powerful she is. While she's sitting at home doing homework and crocheting, acting like an 80-year-old lady, she's drugging people. At least that's what it was in the movie Get 'Em to the Greek. But Jose, forgive me. I digress. But anyway, thanks again for watching. And now hopefully everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.